crew evacuate moments before the aircraft explodes in a fireball. Incredibly, there are no casualties. The firefighters don't arrive for 4 minutes and 27 seconds after the crash horn call. According to international aviation law, it should have taken only 2. The charred wreckage is proof that when it comes to aircraft fires, speed is the key. But how do you make that 2-minute call-out deadline at a mega airport like Frankfurt spread out over 3.5 square miles? The answer is having not one fire station, but 4, strategically positioned to cover every runway. We have laser scanned the newest, Station 4, built in 2011 at a cost of $14 million. The scanner captures every detail of the specialized fire trucks. Each of these 8-wheeled Zieglers cost $1.8 million. To make sure that they hit that 2-minute target, a team of 12 crack firefighters live here in rotating 3-day shifts.
It's a kind of relaxed atmosphere, but you never know what happens. Every second the alarm can go off.
Marcus Kaufeld has been with the fire service for 15 years. He knows daily equipment checks are vital, especially for breathing equipment.
When you go into a fire, there are a lot of toxic fumes. If we inhale the heavy smoke 2 times, we'll probably die.
The firefighters must be ready to meet that vital time deadline, and their abilities are about to be tested.
We have an incoming airplane entering the main landing gear and whistle smoke from the engine.
They now have 2 minutes to get to a burning plane. In a scramble like this, slides are safer than stairs. The heavy-duty fireproof suits are always kept laid out, ready to go. With lives possibly at stake, there's not a second to lose. This button starts the truck. To prevent stalling, the engine is pre-warmed to 130 degrees Fahrenheit. They're out the door in under a minute. Marcus now has 60 seconds to get his 54-ton Ziegler 8x8 to the fire.
The acceleration of the thing is incredible. We have total speed of 140 kilometers per hour. So that's very fast.
There's more to the Ziegler 8x8 than meets the eye. Scanning the truck, we can see its 90 miles an hour speed comes from 2 700 horsepower engines. A third engine at the rear powers the pumps that fight the fire. 3 tanks hold the ammunition, 3,000 gallons of water, 200 gallons of foam, and 1,200 pounds of powder.
When you're on the way to the scene, the adrenaline is going up, and because you never know what happens.
Marcus has hit his first target. They're at the fire in under 2 minutes. Today's call-out is an exercise, but it's still dangerous.
Okay, give them fire scenario on the main landing gear.
This is a high-tech simulator, capable of replicating 25 different aircraft fire scenarios.
Perfect.
From landing gear burnout to engine explosions.
They need to understand that this is not only a training session. We said train as if your life depends on it, because this is real.
Stefan Schring is the trainer with 23 years experience at Frankfurt. He is an expert on aircraft rescue and fighting aeronautical fires.
We're dealing with a real fire. We're talking about 1,000, 1,200 degrees intensive heat.
Our specialist cameras reveal the very real dangers Marcus's team faces. To replicate how aviation fuel burns, the simulator uses highly volatile propane gas. The first task is to work out how to approach the burning plane. All aircraft land into the wind. Any breeze will blow the flames and smoke towards the tail. So the fire trucks position themselves upwind in front of the cockpit. But what about the passengers on board? There's a risk any evacuation could lead to panic. So incredibly, standard procedure is to keep the passengers on the burning plane.
Passenger evacuation is the left for our teams.
Marcus and his team arrive at the fire in under 2 minutes. But now the clock resets. They have just 60 seconds to put out the blaze before the plane starts falling apart, with the passengers still on board.
Time is a key factor when we're dealing with an airplane fire because fuselage is basically built by aluminium. Aluminium starts melting around about 3 minutes.
As they fire up the Ziegler's pumps, they know that if the temperature of the fuselage climbs above 1200 degrees, the loaded plane could disintegrate. The cannons pump 25 gallons of water a second to douse the flames. That's over 400 times the power of a garden hose. The longer the fire rages, the greater the risk to the passengers. That's due to the threat posed by the fuel tanks.
The worst case scenario is most of the fuel is stored inside the wings. If there's the source of ignition, we have a huge fireball.
Mission accomplished.
Excellent.
The whole call-out drill is completed in under 3 minutes. At this point, some very relieved passengers could leave the plane. This training exercise is a success. But as the firefighters prepare for their next drill, another team that never switches off is controlling the skies above their heads.